It's Tuesday, July 11th, 2023, and I'm Dave Sobel. 3 things to know today. The evolution in cloud priorities, from revenue generation to cost reduction. Generative AI is leading to more hiring, not less, some C-suite perspectives, and employee productivity monitoring. Is it a management faux pas? This is the business of tech. According to a series of surveys by TechIsle, cloud cost optimization has recently become the top priority for SMBs and mid-market organizations. In 2023 to 2024, cloud cost optimization has moved from being the second priority in the 2021-2022 to the first. TechIsle surveys found that 59% of SMBs and 55% of upper mid-market firms are optimizing their cloud costs, making it the top consulting services opportunity for 100% of firms surveyed. In 2014, 80% of these firms viewed the cloud as a solution for increasing revenue, while only 20% used it to reduce costs. In 2023, the data flipped. Rich Freeman hit some great data in his Channelholic newsletter that I want to quote. According to the latest update from WFH Research and its survey of working arrangements and attitudes, Americans who earned $10,000 or more in the prior year have been spending around 30% of their paid full days at home since early 2022. Just 18.9% of people whose job can be done entirely from home, it's worth noting, actually worked entirely from home between March and June of this year, versus 34.9% entirely in the office and 46.2% somewhere in between. Why do we care? Managing operations is the critical value in both cases. Where do businesses find value? Making them better at their operations. From optimizing cloud cost to managing disparate work models, your services must connect to these key drivers. Both cloud and work from home are settled issues. Don't spend your time on if, spend your time for both on optimization. A new survey from Upwork validates a lot of my thinking. AI is about augmentation, not replacement. A study of 1,400 business leaders from Upwork found that 64% of C-suite respondents said generative AI will lead them to hire more professionals of all types. The Upwork report also noted a disconnect around AI between different rungs of the corporate ladder. Around 73% of C-suite executives said their companies were embracing generative AI, compared to only 54% of VPs, 52% of directors, and 53% of senior managers. Also validating this, Gartner. Even considering AI, 81% of large enterprise CIOs plan to increase headcount in 2023. OpenAI announced the general availability of GPT-4, making it available to everyone on the waitlist and broadly to new developers by month's end. And let's hit 3 use cases. Google's medical AI chatbot is already in the field for testing. The Wall Street Journal reports that the Mayo Clinic has been using MedPalm 2 since April. Another interesting use case in Wired. Assistive technologies integrating AI to help describe objects and people to those with visual impairment. And finally, one to consider, the Pentagon. The Department of Defense is running several trials, as reported in Bloomberg. The focus is on developing data integration and digital platforms across the military designed to help with data collection. And if you want to explore the critical issue of trust, a link to a NextGov piece on that. Why do we care? The Pentagon model of trials and running exercises is insightful. There's an organization with evident and understandable data privacy concerns, and its approach is easy to model with customers. Thematically, augmentation seems to be the best use case, helping people, not replacing them. Have those conversations with customers. IT is becoming increasingly uncomfortable with employee surveillance, and they are tasked with building their organization's policies. A February survey from 1E found that 73% of IT managers are uncomfortable telling their staff to deploy employee productivity surveillance technology, with nearly one-half reporting that their firms don't notify workers they're being monitored or how. Most, at 87% of IT managers, said their companies have had negative consequences from productivity monitoring. And the backlash is covered by Gartner Research in a piece in IT Brew. The critical insight here is understanding the connections between people and how employees collaborate. Why do we care? I've never been a fan of using employee surveillance, considering it an uncomfortable band-aid for lousy management. See my previous story today for areas of optimization. There's evidence of a productivity drag, so use that as your counter-argument. Do you like getting paid? Then make it easy for your customers with Generative payments. Do you teach your customers not to click on links from strange domain names like mymsp.monkeypayments.com or slowbooks.com? Generative payments uses your branding and domain name. No redirects, no confusion. Generative Mobius is trusted by over 1,000 MSPs to sync financial data. Their new product, Generative Payments, is built with the same care and empathy to make the payment process easy for your customers. Generative is a family-owned business dedicated to making software suck less every day. Go to gozynt.com/payments to learn more or get started. Thanks for listening. Today, National State Fair Food Day. So what's the craziest thing you've ever seen deep fried? Put that in the comments. I will talk to you again tomorrow. The Business of Tech is written and produced by me, Dave Sobel, under ethics guidelines posted at businessof.tech. Like the content? Support the show at patreon.com/MSP Radio or buy our Why Do We Care merch at businessof.tech. If you want to reach our listeners, visit mspradio.com/engage.
Part of the MSP Radio Network.